let's state, it's a free democratic country which allows freedom of speech and ideas, and it doesn't mean people need to agree with those words or ideas, but it is a person's right, and it's Sonia Kruger's right. Now, I don't agree with Sonia, because here's the problem, in my opinion, of what Sonia said. There are individuals which we are fully aware of in this city and across Australia who are working away on young Muslims, right? And they're attempting and they're succeeding in radicalising them by peddling a narrative, right? And the narrative is this: you don't belong in this country, you are not Australian, you'll never be accepted. The West has no time for you. We're at war with the West. They want to crush you. They want to crush your religion. Now, they're saying to them, we're at war. If you want to belong, you come with us. You hang with us. You come with our gang. That's what basically they're saying to these guys. Now, these really destructive individuals who are radicalising these young Australians, they would have rejoiced yesterday, what Sonia said, because what it does, it feeds the narrative. Yeah. It says, they'll use her words and say, see, look, this is what I told you. Look, here's the evidence right here. Stop Muslims coming into this country. Now, what is that saying to a young Sydney boy whose parents come here, say, from Afghanistan during the Soviet occupation? It's saying, you might be born here, mate, but you're not one of us. What's it saying to all the practicing Muslims here in Australia? You're Australian, but we don't really want you here. Now, I don't be naive here, right? I'm not saying just throw open the borders, but we have procedures in place that work. Now, in the background checks in the past, we've made mistakes. There's no doubt about it. And there's some bad eggs that have slipped through. But in 2016, in my opinion, if you're given an Australian passport, I trust the procedures enough to throw my arms open and say, welcome to Australia. And I don't care if you're Christian, Jewish, Buddhist, Muslim, Mormon, Scientologist, or David Icke, a conspiracy theorist. I don't care. I'll just say this, boys. There's a fantastic interview that Richard Fidler did, right, on the ABC with a fellow called Majid Nawaz. Now, this guy grew up, Majid, in Essex in the UK, and was called a Paki. He was made feel like he never belonged. He was bashed. He was abused by fascist thugs, right, in the early part of his life. So as a teenager, he joined the Islamic group Hizb ut-Tahrir. And he admits he started peddling some pretty dangerous ideas. Now, this eventually landed him in prison in Egypt. And in prison, he was with some spokespeople and some members of the Muslim Brotherhood. And he was concerned about how they viewed Islam, right, and what they planned to do when they got out. Now, two things happened to Majid while he was in there. Number one, he read the George Orwell's book, Animal Farm. And the book, if you read Animal Farm, talks about the romance of socialism, right? But the reality of what really happens when the crazies take over. Now, he drew parallels to what these Islamic extremists were planning to do in prison with this book. On top of that, and here's the important one, he was also championed by Amnesty International. And he saw the irony of this Western organisation, the very type of people he was told absolutely hated him, champion his cause. The narrative was destroyed. So Majid Nawaz, he left prison, immediately left Hizb ut-Tahrir and founded the Quilliam Foundation. Now, they're the world's first counter-terrorism or counter-extremism think tank. He travels the world now, attempting to de-radicalise young Muslims across the world. You've got to defeat the narrative. And what Sonia said yesterday, I defend her right to say that, but for me, it feeds the narrative.